What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. 357 Sig Ammo Test Series begins. We're here with ammo test number 1 in the series. We have series on all kinds of different calibers. Mainly 10mm is the one that we hit pretty hard, but we do other things. If they're not started, they're in the works. But today we do start the 357 Sig. So the cartridge has been around for a while. It had its prime and now it's really gone away. You can still find some offerings in it here and there, but really the supply for 357 Sig ammo has dwindled. The supply for firearms is pretty much extinct. Glock, I think, is the only manufacturer that actually still chambers a gun in 357 Sig as a normal factory offering. Even Sig has dropped 357 Sig, and it's a total shame. It's a very capable round, and in this test series, we're going to show you that it's a capable round. I'm sure I have some very good offerings to show you. You know, sometimes you can get ammo in any caliber that can be weak. You can get 10mm that's watered down to 40 Smith & Wesson. You can do the same thing here with 357 Sig. You can get it watered down to basically 9mm, or you can jump it up right up there to be able to compete with 10mm. So we're going to sort through some of these ammos and figure out which ones are truly worthy of the 357 Sig label and which ones are just watered down junk. We're going to start with a very popular cartridge today, and that's the HST. Now, Federal's been loading the HST in many different offerings and grain weights for a long time. This one in particular is the 125 grain, going at an advertised muzzle velocity of 1,360 feet per second. Like I said, been loaded forever, very successful round. Many law enforcement agencies use this, and it's just an all-around good cartridge that's pretty reliable on opening up and expansion, and everybody knows what an HST will pretty much do. But let's see what happens when you crank up the velocity to 357 Sig levels. That's what we're not used to seeing. Now, I should note, whether it's the regular 9mm or the Plus P variant, the 9mm bullets will be 124 grains, as opposed to the 357 Sig bullets that will be 125 grains. So even though they're both a diameter of .355, they are of different construction and different weight. Now, we like to use 2 firearms for this testing, and we like to use a polymer and a steel if possible, with 2 different barrel lengths. So we have here a 1911. This is a Sig Nightmare Carry Fastback, 5-inch 1911. And this is an M&P 357 Sig 1.0. It's the actual 357 Sig chambering. So this one was made to shoot this cartridge from the beginning. It's not a conversion. Many conversions out there, there's nothing wrong with them, but this one was definitely made for this cartridge. This has a 4¼ barrel. With each firearm, we're going to put 5 shots through this chronograph and into these B8 targets that are going to be 20 feet away. The chronograph's going to be 15 feet away. Then we're going to shoot into ballistics gel and hopefully capture the velocity right before the bullet enters. We have 2 blocks, 20 inches apiece, for a total of 40 inches of 10% clear ballistics gel. And I will be shooting offhand because you don't have a rest in defensive situations. And I know this is not perfect testing for accuracy, but this is practical accuracy. 5 rounds, downrange, left target, through the chronograph. We're 20 feet away. And here's some Turkey's opinion, no BS. Where I live, in 150% humidity, you can't shoot worth a crap with these things on your face. You won't see anything. 1382. But don't worry about my eyes. I have my ballistic contacts in. $13.51. 13.53. 13.29, and I moved over on that shot, I can tell you that right now. $13.73. Let's go take a look, see how we did. So really nice group. 4 shots in there, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the one I told you that I pulled over. I saw my front sight drift over right as I cracked the shot, so that's all me right there. But the rest of them right in there. So ammunition and gun together, check. That's pretty accurate. I just need to bring myself up to the X a little bit. Now let's try the 1911. So out of the M&P, it does have recoil. It's I guess I hate using the word, but it is a little poppy, but nothing crazy. Nothing you can't get under control. If you're used to 45 or 10mm, that is no problem at all. It might be a little bit more hyper than 9mm in your hand, but not bad at all. You can recover from it. Out of the 1911, we have a steel frame. They tend to handle that kind of stuff a little bit better. Let's see how it does, and let's see what kind of groups we get. 1375. 1398. 1408. 1411. 1378. Let's take a look at that. I know it's good. I'm totally happy with that. 1911's rock, but they're both good. However, point of aim, point of impact is much better for me here, and I did get them all in the X ring. So 5 shots in the X, I'll take that every single time. Let's move on to gel. All right, let's see how we do. 15 feet off the gel. Quite honestly, I have no idea what to expect. .1362, mighty nice. I'm happy with that shot placement, gives us somewhere to shoot the other round. Truthfully, it did what HSTs do. We have a very nice entrance wound right at the beginning. This is very typical of an HST. We have this permanent disruption up to about 8 inches, and then we keep going. The bullet did what it did. What I meant was it did what it does, and that's opened up really nicely and tumbles around a little bit here at the end, and it landed all the way at, I would say, 17.5 inches. It bounced back and it finally landed. Its resting place here is 15.5 inches. So it has that bounce back. From the top, you see pretty much the same thing here. You see a little bit of that burning effect in the gel. Straightens up here for a second, then gets to tumbling again. This is old crap from a test before. Don't worry about that. And we'll get this dug out for you here in a second. But let's get the other shot in there. All right, let's see if 3/4 of an inch makes a difference. .1403. I didn't get as low as I wanted, but it's still a pretty good shot, I think. .1403, very, very nice. And yeah, I didn't get it as low as I wanted to. I wanted to get it down here for a different side view, but not too bad. So I think we have an example here of the typical situation of a little bit more barrel length, a little bit more velocity, the bullet opens up just a little bit quicker. So here on the gel, it doesn't look too much different. From the side, you might not get a totally clear picture, but you see the initial entrance, like the HSTs do. It did pretty much exactly what the other one did. It went to about 8 inches here, and then it started doing a tumble maybe a little bit earlier, and it came to a final resting place not as far because it opened up a little bit more, I'm sure, more violently. So from the top, you see a really good side-by-side here, so that's actually the cool part about putting them where we did. And you can see, initially, it doesn't even look like it's that much bigger here, but it does mushroom open up just a little bit more. We're going to see that as soon as we pull them out. But going down, you're going to see the final tumble start to go a little bit earlier, and then the bullet's not exactly as far as the other one. It poked to about 15.5 inches, and I'd say it's resting at about 14.5 or 15 inches. Let's get these dug out of here real quick. All right, so there's the M&P and there's the 1911. The 1911 opened up just a hair more. We'll get a measurement on it, but these things did their normal flower petal back thing that they do. They're really nice looking projectiles after they've been fired. People make jewelry out of these things, but really nice looking. The one that came out of the M&P has a retained weight of about 124.3 grains, and at its widest measurement, 0.645 inches. And the one that came out of the 1911 has a retained weight of 124.3 grains. And out of the 1911, we have an evil number, 666. Maybe that means something. So one more look at these blocks again. Remember, this is a 20-inch block, not a 16-inch block. So 16 inches is where they usually stop. And I want to bring this up a lot lately because people have been talking about, in the comment section, different penetration for FBI standards and this and that. That would definitely go through a 16-inch block. So just keep that in mind. So the camera might look a little funny now to those of you who watch the channel all the time, because from this point here, we've lost camera guy. He's on some secret mission, and I gotta finish the video by myself. So thanks a lot, camera guy. But anyway, what do you guys think of this round? I forgot to mention that out of the 1911, it is more comfortable. It's that mass of the slide. The 1911 is just a heavier gun in general. It just handles more recoiling rounds a little bit better, in my opinion. They're both nice though. They both shoot really well. So it's a very accurate round. It's reasonable on the recoil, and it has very good penetration. I mean, pretty much we can guarantee it's going to make that 16-inch whatever the FBI talks about. I don't even pay attention to that. But as far as defensive round, I think it's a great defensive round. I don't know who could look at that round and that performance and those foot-pounds and those numbers and say that that's a puny round at all. I think it's definitely an improvement over the 9mm, and that's basically what the 357 Sig is. It's taking a 9mm projectile and it's giving it plus PPPPPP, all that stuff. It's giving it a lot of pluses and P's. We're going to be testing all kinds of 357 Sig ammunition. I have a lot scheduled to do here really soon. And you know, the Turkey's Opinion channel, we don't screw around. We're going to get good ammo. Some pretty impressive stuff is coming up for sure. A lot of people love HSTs, so I figured that'd be a good baseline to see where everything else stacks up against that. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of testing, hope you enjoyed this video, and hope to see you at the next video. Until then, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting. Definitely break out the 357 Sig.